Hey again, and welcome as always to the download. Well, tensions on the Korean Peninsula starting us off, and we're not just talking about that potential missile test by the North. No, complicating matters now, two reporters being held by Pyongyang as alleged spies. American journalists Laura Ling and Yuna Lee had been working on a story about North Korean refugees, and their work brought them to the China-North Korean border at the Tumen River. Well, it's there, North Korean military officials say, the two intruded into North Korea for purposes of spying. Now, the exact border, however, is vague and not well marked. A third journalist, cameraman Mitch Koss, reportedly escaped. The U.S. State Department confirms two journalists are being held, and now Pyongyang says they are undergoing intense questioning. And the group Reporters Without Borders now demanding the unconditional and immediate release of Ling and Lee, calling their detention a violation of international law.
They are both U.S. citizens. They were investigating, doing a report. They are genuine journalists.
While the fate of Lee and Ling remains unclear, so too the North's intention is whether to proceed with a new missile launch. A very delicate situation. And so the North's response to all of this? Pictures. Pictures of dear leader. In this case, said to be visiting the Jaerong mine in South Hwanghae province. As always, the photos coming without any dated reference or context, so it's difficult to know when or where the snaps were actually taken. Now, we'll be following both stories, the real ones of journalists and missiles, and you can do so as well, all at our website, voanews.com. It's all the news you need, all when you want it. Well, an update for you now on an item that we had yesterday. One about the dozens of dolphins that had beached themselves in Australia. Well, this an update we're happy to bring you. Now, yesterday we told you 67 of the 80 beached false killer whales had died, and that locals were desperately trying to save those left alive. Well, that effort has paid off. At least 11 of the dolphins have been revived, moved to a much calmer bay, and released back into the ocean. Now, the animals still apparently a bit dazed, but all swimming back out to sea, which is clearly good news for everyone. Less good news at the other end of the world. Alaska's Mount Redoubt here, erupting 6 times in the last day or so, sending an ash plume 15 kilometers into the sky. Well, that plume now falling back to Earth and even visible from outer space. Check that out. Air flights have been canceled, neighboring towns put on warning, and hundreds of Alaskans are now bracing for the ash fall.
I'm going to come into work and boom, here it is. So everyone's scurrying around trying to ready themselves for the ash.
Well, the ash just starting, blanketing snowpack and nearly everything else. Now, so far, no injuries have been reported to people. The other Alaskans? Well, hard to know. So far, they haven't been complaining. Well, finally for you, a story from our file we call, someday you're going to miss stuff like this. I'm telling you right now. Say hello, everybody, to Edith Vibert of sleepy, swampy South Windsor, Connecticut. Edith taking a nature walk recently, and who do you think she found? Hello! A decidedly non-native, meter-long alligator. No name given. But the real story here, we think, Edith's response?
I didn't know what to make of it, so I kind of poked around it and the thing moved, and then I thought, well, now what do I do?
Okay, here's a suggestion, Ms. Vibert. Run! Oh well, nobody hurt. The alligator caught by wildlife officials, and the swamp's ducks safe for the moment. So, everybody repeat after me. Be careful what you poke. You may not like what you find. That's just good life advice. And that is your download for today. We hope to see you again tomorrow.